Hi kids, did you ever want to murder mass quantities of orcs? Well then you might want to check out Orcs Must Die 3, the latest in orc killing goodness. Now, it is an older game, but it's new to me thanks to the wonders of PlayStation Plus, and bonus, if you have a PlayStation Portal and you're able to enroll in the cloud streaming beta, you can play this game from the PlayStation Cloud anywhere you have an internet connection, and I highly, highly recommend it. This is a very simple, fun game. There's not much to it. We're just going to play through the first level. You're going to get the gist of it almost instantly. If you don't already, you're going to get it in seconds. But basically what you do is you spend these precious skulls, the currency of the game, to upgrade a plethora of deadly devices, acid geysers or arrow walls or melee weapons if you want to do the heavy lifting yourself. And you basically build all of these different traps, you upgrade them, you place them in a lane, and you let orcs come at you, and you kill them with your weapon of choice, and you also kill them with your trap of choice. There's a lot of weapons. There's a lot of traps. There's two variants in the way that this game is played. They're the more traditional regular maps, and then there's these larger open world war scenarios. They both play out the same. The difference is the war scenarios take a little bit longer to set up because they're bigger. The stakes are higher, but you also get more money. So it's kind of a trade-off, but majority of the game will be played in these little corridors here. We're going to zip through the story because we just don't care. There is a story here. We just don't care. Basically, you're going to pick a character of your choice, and you're going to have to defend against the orcs. Now, what they'll do is really nice is they lay out this path for you, and the path will show you the way that the orcs are going to go. And you know when they get to the end here, you lose a point. I have 20 points in this level, so if enough orcs get past me, I will lose, and that will be the end. So it's up to me to put all of these crazy traps and barricades in the map to try to slow down the orcs, because orcs must die. And as you upgrade the different traps, for example, you'll find that you are able to really stack the damage in a very specific spot. So not only can you put traps on the ground, not only can you put traps on the wall, but you can also put traps in the air. And you can even have traps like archers who stand and shoot down, and they're basically like autonomous units that will stand there and light enemies up for you. Now, the enemies are stupid because they're not going to understand the nuances of moving around barricades. Now, in this instance, there's only one particular path to take. If I did, for example, barricade off the wall here, well, they would just break the wall to get through. But if there are multiple forks in the road, for example, and there's a left and a right, well, I could just put a barricade on the left and not have to worry about it for the rest of the match, because it's easier for them to just walk through the right than it is to try to destroy the barricade on the left, and they'll just leave it behind. And it's kind of dumb, but that's how it works. And you just use their stupidity to your advantage, and you have fun, and you kill orcs, because orcs must die. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the old blunderbuss. It is my weapon of choice. All weapons have a primary and a secondary function. This one is a shot. And then I also have a grenade. Grenade does pretty big area of effect damage. It'll kill a lot of the orcs. You can see the ragdoll physics, the way they moan and scream and decapitate is hysterical. There are tons of them. They are stupid. If you decide that an orc is getting too close to your base, well, you could just kite him around the map. Look at this. You can just walk him around and just have him walk through a trap again if you want to wait for the trap to reset. And it eventually will, because orcs must die. And I don't want to trivialize the game and make it seem like it's pointless and stupid. I mean, it is just dumb fun. I wish the AI was just a little bit better. I think that's my biggest criticism. If you're ever in trouble, like, honestly, like, let's see if we can let one get through. Let's see if one orc can get through. You could do it, buddy. Okay, that guy made it through. We're just going to let that guy live for a minute. Hopefully, I could show you this, because this is hysterical. You kind of saw a little bit of it a minute ago, right? But let's go ahead and let one guy through. Oh, I blew that guy's head off. Sorry, Orc. Maybe we'll just save the last one. Okay, this is the last Orc left, right? Yeah, okay. It's like, okay, he's getting close to the end, right? This guy's gonna make it. All he has to do is run in that rift, and we lose a point. Oh, what's he doing? Nope, look, he's walking back. Oh, nope, no, he's not. And I mean, you could just kite them forever. You can pull them. You can pull them up close. You could take a little bit of hit damage and just walk him back. I mean, he was to the end. All he had to do was walk in. He was to the end. But now we're just gonna have him walk through our traps again, and he's just gonna die. Womp womp. Now you can do the same thing with barricades too. You can force, because the orcs would rather not spend time working through things and destroying, you can set up these very, very like detailed maneuvers for them to track through. With the exception of the big orcs, which I don't think there are any on the first map, I could be wrong. They are going to just take their sweet time to walk through all of these traps. And as a result, if you were clever and you were putting poison or different types of attacks down here, or a laser wall, they would run through it again and again and again and again. Only if you completely barricade the orcs will they actually have to fight their way through. That's the only real way. As long as you're not doing that, well, they're just going to take their sweet time and just walk through these massive murder boxes. And that's part of the fun, for sure, right? There's Gibbs just blowing off. The gore in this game is fascinating. It's so good. They did such a good job with this game in terms of just fun. It runs at 60 frames a second on base PS5. It runs at 60 frames per second on PS5 Pro. No issues. Looks great. Runs great. Even on the open world maps, the ones I was talking about where you have the big challenges, you're not going to have any issue getting nice, clear performance out of this. So let's just go ahead and show you an example. Let's go ahead and put a trap here. And here, and here. I want to make sure there's a path for them to get through. No, because if there's not a path to get through, they will destroy the wall. Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and take our laser wall, and we're just going to put it up here. And we're going to take our other laser wall, we're going to put it up here. We'll take our other laser wall and put it up here. So they're just going to walk through and get hit. Walk through, hit. And you could just basically swerve them, like I said, back and forth forever. The only caveat is if there are the big orcs, they will, if they can't get through, they will destroy it. There are also these like buster orcs that will like destroy barricades or jump over things like as werewolves. But yeah, I mean, look at these laser walls. They're doing just great. Now, I am a little bit farther on in the game, like story-wise. Like, you wouldn't play this first level with the tools I have. I'm just going back in time just to like prove a point and show you some basic gameplay. But you know, at the time, this level probably seemed maybe a little challenging. Probably not. But I've never really struggled. I've lost a few. Usually it's the open world maps, and usually it's only because I forget to like close off a certain door. Like I said, if the fork branches left and right, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to branch off the right, and I put all my traps on the left, and they just run to the end. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta start over. That's probably the only time I can honestly say that I've like kind of screwed up. And other than that, I mean, it's not really been a challenge. But that's the loop of the game. I mean, there's really not much more to say than that. It's a corridor shooter when it wants to be. There are fun ways to work your way through. You get more skulls if you beat things faster. So there is an incentive to go back when you have some of the better traps to the earlier levels to find more clever, creative ways. I would have got that last skull had I beaten the level faster, but obviously kiting the enemy from the end all the way back to the beginning wasn't necessarily like the intent of the game. And then you take those hard-earned skulls, you go into the shop, you buy new things, you kill more orcs, you rinse, you repeat. And that's really how this game works. And it's fun. And I recommend it. It's mindless. It's great. You can play it when you're watching something else. You could play it when you're watching a movie. You could play it on your PlayStation Portal when you're sitting at the airport with Wi-Fi waiting to get on your flight. Wherever you want to play it, enjoy it, have fun with it. I'm sure the other two games are just as good as this one, by the way. I just jumped into the third one. but I like the idea of the corridor shooter with the third-person shooter. There is a co-op mode if you want to play with a friend. You each get your own pot of money and you work together, which is a lot of fun. Although everything I have done up through level 15 or 16 so far, I have had zero issues playing alone, but it is fun to play with others, and I'm sure you could create really goofy kill boxes, like push an enemy into another enemy that pushes the enemy off a cliff, or set up just an insane amount of barricades with laser walls and just watch them melt away. Have fun with this one, because I certainly did. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this quick review. Take care of yourselves. That's it. Until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.